So I was going to ask you, what got you into the paranormal?
I think most of it is because I grew up in a household that believed in the paranormal. This some people might think this was like really cruel of my parents, but if I said I saw something or like they would basically believe me, and they'd be like, just leave it alone and it'll go away. So it wasn't like, no, honey, there's no monster under your bed. And I guess because my parents were so open to that, and they're very spiritual. They believe that people do come back, and in some cases, and it was always like, you know what, they're just trying to mess with you. It's harmless, and in some cases, I feel like maybe it was, and I feel like it also is very like opens you up to that. If you're more open, you might see more things. Mm-hmm. And then my cousin was also telling me, I guess I didn't really put these two together, but of course, like the girls in our family have like sensitivity to it. Not everybody, but it seems to be a thing. And I feel like I've kind of always been open to that as a kid.
Nice.
And even my siblings have said, like, do you remember that time you said you saw this? And so it kind of validates, like, I'm like, that was 35 years ago. I was 6. So I don't, like it's things like that kind of makes you feel like things happen. Those creaks, yes, they could be creaks, but they could also possibly be something else.
Right.
Yeah.
I like the investigation we did that one night. I mean, oh my gosh, I have to find that. Mm-hmm. I don't know where it is or like what, like I don't know if it's on a hard drive or if I have it on like a little tiny SD card, but I have to find that because that was probably...
That was pretty solid.
That was the best.
Do you want to tell everybody about what that was?
So we did an investigation. It was you, Scott, Dennis, right?
Yes.
In our house. Yes, I know. You're not
Years ago.
You're not supposed to investigate your own house, but we did. So anyway, I just did it. I guess I really do it. So I apparently I like to put food in my mouth as I'm telling a story, and I didn't realize I did it until I just did it. So that's interesting. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we were investigating. We still had our tree up like way past Christmas.
No, it was before. It was November.
Oh, no,
you had
it was before.
Early.
Had it up early. Mm-hmm. I was in the bedroom. I think Sam was walking around. I think Scott and Dennis were down here. I don't remember where Casper was. But we all kind of had their recording device. I think you were walking around with your EMF meter. And the audio that we got back, we didn't hear it at the time. I heard something, and I said,
"A creak."
Who's that? I heard
a creak.
I heard a creak. I'm like, "Who's that?" Because I thought it was something else. Because I didn't realize Sam was up there, and she was like, "It's just me." But after you hear that, you hear something, a girl's voice that goes, and then you also hear her go, which is Sleigh Ride, right?
Yep. Let's hear those sleigh bells ring-a-ling, ding, 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 ling.
Which is
every
interesting.
Every time I hear that, I think of
me too.
This experience.
And it's weird because we had the Christmas tree up, so we feel like that's the reason why she was singing it. But it was so clear. Mm-hmm. There's no muffled sounds. There's no extra talking. We know where everyone was, and it's none of our voices. And it was probably the best EVP I've ever gotten.
Yep. And on that same night, when we were in your room, remember what shirt I was wearing?
I don't remember.
My Twilight shirt that said Cullen in the back.
Oh, and
then we were asking it questions, and one of them replied, Cullen?
Yep.
And I was like, why would it say that? But I didn't realize I was wearing that shirt. And it said the name on the back of my shirt. So that's freaky.
And when they were sleeping, Scott's phone alarm went off that he didn't set. Mm-hmm. That was creepy too.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyways. Mine is kind of the same of why I got in the paranormal. I got in the paranormal because I had stuff happen to me when I was younger that I didn't understand, which it's kind of nice that your family supported it because my family was kind of opposite. My sister and I, Christina, Simone wasn't really...
There's always the one sister that doesn't see it.
But we were sensitive, and like it was kind of something that like my mom didn't want to talk about because, that's kind of like the devil's work. Don't talk about that stuff. But yeah... I always had stuff happening, and sometimes I feel like maybe either I have an attachment that followed me from my childhood home to all of my houses, or I have something that I brought with me that has attachment, like an object to it that I brought with, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like an object could have something, but not to be like creepy, but I think it's you.
It might be.
I think it's you because for how long I've known you, it's always seemed to be like when you're.
It's gone from house to house.
It's gone from house to house, and
yep.
Like I know my house is not haunted, but I know I have been in. I wouldn't say I ever lived in a haunted house, but there've definitely haunted experiences.
Right.
Like one of the first houses, especially when like my cousins and stuff will mention like, oh, your basement was definitely haunted. Well, maybe my basement was haunted, but I mean, felt something down there, but it was.
Are you talking about the current basement right now where you live, or a pre? Oh, okay.
No, like a previous one when we were younger, because we wouldn't want to like. My cousins would want to stay down there, and of course I was the cousin with like, let's break out the Ouija board, and it's funny that they're talking to me about it now. Like, I remember when I'd go visit you, we would just play on the Ouija board, and I'd be like, well, yeah, you played on the Ouija board a lot. So why is it that you hear that you're not supposed to investigate your own house? Like, if you brought somebody in, doesn't it just still stir up, and now you're stuck with whatever Zach Bagans stirred up?
Speaking of Zach Bagans, thank you. I love this shirt.
You're welcome.
And if I ever do make it out to Vegas again, sans Geo, I am gonna go.
The museum is amazing. If you guys love him or hate him, the museum is sweet. It is amazing.
Especially with those objects in there.
Do the RIP tour for sure. You get a free T-shirt.
Is that like supposed to be like VIP?
Yep, it's the VIP, and you get you get to kind of. There's not a lot of extras, but the extras are big. Like you get to go down into the basement.
Oh, where that from the demon house?
Yep. And you get to
wait, you don't get that on the regular tour?
Nope.
Oh, dang.
And Bela Lugosi's mirrors down there.
Yeah, that's definitely an incentive.
Yeah, because he has like a pentagram down there.
Yeah.
With like the room that he built, and you get.
Did you get to see the Dybbuk box?
Yeah.
Okay.
You get like a full 5 minutes in that room, with just like the Dybbuk box.
That's awesome.
And yeah, it's pretty cool. Like I thought that the way that they do the tour is pretty good. If you can do the VIP, RIP, that's a little bit better. The only room that really made me feel uncomfortable was the doll room.
Oof. I don't even know if I can go in that room after my experience.
And the doll room is small. It is tiny, but it's just filled with all these like supposed haunted or attached dolls.
I'm surprised he even has a room like that with how much he hates dolls.
He hates clowns.
Oh, is it clowns? I thought it was dolls too, because when they went to the, what is that called? The Island of the Dolls. He was like freaking out with all of them, and they show the eyes looking at him.
I mean, the dolls aren't they're creepy, but the thing about Isle of the Dolls is it's one of those places that's on my list to visit.
Me too.
But then I think when they went there was a lot of spiders, and I love spiders, but I don't want to be stuck in spider webs in the middle of a jungle island. And I don't know if I could do it because of how many spiders are. And it's like, what if they're poisonous? Because, it's in Mexico.
Right.
I don't want to get, I mean, even just like the regular spiders here, you get a little bit of like the little welts.
The bubble.
Every now and again. And I couldn't imagine if I got stung by a spider there. But that's kind of, it was on my list, but now I'm like, do I want to hang out there? No, probably not now. I
might
just cruise by.
I would probably go in the day just because I can see a little bit better, but I don't know if I would ever do it at night.
I wouldn't do it at night. I'm prone to like spraining my ankle like in horror movies. So if I needed to run, I would need to run. And you can't go anywhere because it's
an island. So it's like you're not jumping in that river. No. Oh gosh, that's funny. But no, I don't know if I ever got and I'm sure Jerry from Sim will comment on it. I don't remember getting an actual answer other than I think it's because you live in the dwelling and whatever, if it is something negative, it can attach to you, or I don't know if it's something like that. But I feel like if someone's coming in and investigating,
wouldn't that do the same thing?
If they're doing like a low-level investigation and they're fine, just doing normal stuff, it would be fine. But if they're provoking or something like that, I feel like they would make it worse. And I don't know why it would matter if you.
I'm just curious because it's not that I guess it kind of makes sense because you don't want to. Maybe it's because they're concerned most people don't know how to go about it. Or and there is I don't want to say a right way, but there is a good way to approach the entities in your house maybe.
Right.
And like I said, when I was a kid, it was always yep, you see it, ignore it, and it'll
Yep.
go away. Like the acknowledgement. And
That's
maybe
that's what I was going to say.
that something exists to you, and it's going to be
Right.
like, well, that person's always here, and they always notice me, so.
Right.
Hi, Myra.
That's what I was going to say. Maybe if it's because if you acknowledge it, then it's going to make it notice you more, and then it's going to make itself known more, and then more things are going to happen.
And I do believe that.
Because it knows now, oh,
Yep.
she's seen me, she's acknowledging me, so now I'm going to keep doing more stuff.
I'm trying to get her attention.
As opposed to you don't know, or you know something's going on, but you're not really focusing on it. So, yeah, I get it.
And I guess it would depend on the spirit or entity, whichever. Like, if it wants to be a jerk and keep going, or if it's just like, well, I guess she notices me now, so you know.
Yeah,
you've noticed these things for a long time.
It's been a while here, and I'm ready to move. And that's the thing is, it's like if it is attached to me, it's not going to matter if I move, because it's just going to come with me. But I feel like there was something going on here, because with as fast as the lady that sold it to us, she was willing to pay the closing costs. She like got out of here quick, and then it makes me wonder why. And then I don't know if I told you what I was like rearranging the cabinets, and I was cleaning stuff out, and I left it there because I gotta Google it. I don't know what the significance of it is, but there's like full things of garlic in the backs of the thing. So I don't know if it's for
like a cleansing
bugs.
bag.
I don't. No, it's not a bag. It's just garlic.
Garlic cloves.
Like, but it's like a whole garlic. It's not chopped up. It's a whole garlic, and they're in some of the cabinets in the back.
They're known to like repel like mosquitoes.
I thought that, and I was like,
or
maybe
spiders.
there's mice or something, or
spiders, like, because you know those like spider ball like
we get
plants
big
or
spiders
whatever
in here.
ball, like, yeah. I'm like,
and they're just like hanging there, like, hi.
but they just want to say hi. Spiders don't bother
I'm
me
like,
that much,
hi with my
except
hand.
I love the dolls.
Oh gosh, I know. Well, those spiders are different down there. They're bigger.
Yeah, they're bigger and probably poisonous. Yeah. So.
But yeah, I don't know. That's how I got into more into the paranormal. Doesn't freak me out as much when I do investigations. The only thing that freaks me out is, like I said, if something happens to me. Like one of my investigations, we went to. I don't know if they were trying to conjure something up or not, but they did use the Ouija board, but they didn't use it positively. And we didn't know they had it there. And I didn't feel anything at the time there, but like when I left, and he had pictures of it. And you know what's weird? It's like I'm looking for these pictures of stuff that happened to people, like when one of my sim crew teammates tried to get rid of my doll. And he had burns on his hands. We can't find the picture of that. He's been trying to look for it too. And then like also
should have sent it to Zach.
I did send the orb that tripped our motion center. I sent it to them. I never heard anything back. I just sent it to the Ghost Adventure thing. It's still sitting there. I'm just like, do they check those messages? I know I'm sad. I'm like, it was a good one.
Maybe you could deliver it yourself.
I might have to.
Be like, please give this
to
Zach.
Can you look at this really quick? But no, when I got home, like all these scratches just started showing up on my body, and he took pictures of it, and it creeped me out. And I'm just like, oh, do I have something on it? And I'm like, saging myself. I'm like, did I bring something home, or what's going on? But yeah, I love the paranormal.
I love the paranormal too. I'm such a huge chicken shit. I get so scared, but there's something about it that draws me to it, and I think I've just always liked it. I love scary movies. I love being scary, obviously.
Right.
Even, like the worst thing is like when I'm like out of the shower and I'm drying my hair and I look like the Grudge girl. I'm very quick to like, like that reflection in the mirror thing. That's a huge fear of mine. I don't need to see something behind me.
Not just that, but I had a hard time even looking at mirrors after watching
mirrors.
I
know.
When she was like in the bathroom and she walked away and then her reflection was still there and it went like this. I was like, no. So then every time I would like turn off light and run and close the door so I didn't have to see if anything happened.
That movie was much scarier than I was expecting.
Yes.
And I
agree.
I went and saw that with a friend of mine, and I made him stay on the phone with me the whole ride home, and I did not look in my rearview mirror.
Yes.
When I was merging, I was merging very carefully, and luckily it was, you know, later in the evening, so there wasn't a lot of traffic out.
Yeah.
But I really didn't look in my mirror, and I made him stay on the phone with me the whole time until I got home.
Well, that's how I felt
Scary.
about with the first ring too. That sound of the TV just coming on. We actually removed the TV from our bedroom for a long time because of that movie. Because I'm just like, if I hear that,
The static.
and then like I'm like, if I hear that, I'm breaking it. I'm breaking the TV.
Scott and I were living at a different apartment, and when we lived on like the ground floor, and there was a storage room that you get to go into, and you know how you have your little storage lockers. The storage room itself was not scary, but somebody left one of those dang bubble TVs, tube TVs, right at the end, and I would be like, nope. Like I'm like, Samara's gonna come out, and no, she's not welcome.
Oh, I gotta send you a video. I'll look it up. Of someone at it was a convention. I don't know which con it was, but someone's costume was actually the TV. Like they had the TV on a stand, and they were inside, and they would crawl out like that.
I love it.
I don't know how they did it. They did some kind of like green screen thing. The fuzz and the well in the background. It was so cool. I'm like, that's freaking sweet. But yeah, I gotta send that to you. I saw that and I was like, creepy.
I had set up a display one time when I was working at the Halloween store, and I was there after hours, as usual, and I was setting up that exact scene where I just made like a TV out of like cardboard, and then I had like a bad wig and like a, you know, and I was like in the window by myself, and I'm like, this is fucking scary. I gotta, and I finished it, and then I ended up just, I'm like, yeah, I gotta go. Like it was, the scene was good enough that it scared me. And then there was another time where we were closing the store for the season, and we had one of those like Reagan animatronics that sits up and she spins her head around.
Yep.
And I had to take her apart. She was unplugged, but it was very uncomfortable to like be like this close to Reagan, lift her pajama up, and I'm trying to like separate her like spine mechanism, and I was like,
if she turns on now.
I can't. So needless to say, I left her for morning, and I'm like, well, I could put a sheet over her, but that's scarier.
Yeah, because she's.
I'm like, I can't. But it was a great animatronic.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Yeah. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it,
long
folks.
conversation.
Yeah, I know. We were just trying to talk about our paranormal history, and we started talking about everything else.
Everything else.
That's okay.
Oh, one other thing.
Yeah.
Exorcist movie. The guy that did the radiology when she was in that scan. He's a serial killer. The actual actor. 100%. The actual guy that acted in that film, that did the radiology scene. He's a serial killer. I forgot what his name is, but you can look it up.
Dang, I didn't know that either.
Yeah, he killed like 4 women.
That's creepy.
Yeah,
I wonder.
Fun facts.
I mean, did he say why he did it?
I think he's just one of those crazy Bundy type people.
It's
been a while. It's been a while, but I do know that that guy was a serial killer.
I mean, I'm just thinking about all the movies now that have weird stuff.
He was just an extra, yeah, and then
like I don't remember. Why am I? Is it? God, what movie is it where they saw the little? I think it was Wizard of Oz hanging in the background.
Yeah, the person hanging. Yep, it was Wizard of Oz, but you can't find that clip anymore.
Oh, they took it out. Scrubbed it.
Yep, they scrubbed it. Because supposedly it was somebody who got fired on the show.
Just like the Logan Paul one. They scrubbed that one too, of him with an actual body in the back at the Suicide Force.
Yeah, that's on my list.
Wow. I don't know. So I'm wondering, I don't know if I want to actually go in it. I do want to see it, but like I wonder if it's as true as it says, you know, with all the portals and stuff, you get disoriented and people get lost, and that's why a lot of that stuff happens. Because of all the spirits and stuff.
I think a lot of it has to do with the spirits. And have you seen the movie The Forest?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought that was a really well done movie. But you know, like once a year they do like a big crew of people to go look for bodies, right?
Yeah, that's so sad.
Yeah.
Ugh. But yeah, folks, we kind of got off topic, but that's okay. So anyway,
thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Ding.
Ding.